Islam, Islam, Islam. Hotel, hotel, hotel. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. Que pasa, que pasa, que pasa. Alafia, alafia, alafia. God bless, God bless, God bless. Shalom, shalom, shalom. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? How my family doing today? Family, today is a beautiful day, a high vibrational day, a loving day, abundant. Ooh-wee. I tell you. When they say God is love, man, God is love. It ain't that people doubt that God is love. They limit the meaning that God is love. You know what I'm saying? You know how if somebody come and tell you, hey man, there's a big old hole in the ground and a whole lot of gold. Man, come on. And they take off running. But you don't go. Because you tell yourself, man, ain't no hole with no whole lot of gold. Man, ain't no way I'm going to follow him. You know? And it's basically because a lot of people don't believe past a certain point. They don't believe in certain things past a certain point. When other people, they believe way out there. Okay? So, the person that didn't believe, that went about their way, later on, they got to hear about the individual who seen the hole in the gold and obtained it, and now he's favored. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's wealthy, he's rich. You see what I'm saying? But it's all because he believed. What do you believe in, fam? What do y'all believe in? You see, our lessons say the highest heights are gained by those who reach their greatest depths. And you shall reach your greatest depths. But when you reach your greatest depths, you're supposed to reach your highest heights. But some people, in falling, it's good to grip yourself. You see what I'm saying? But to become another level of reality that you're able to experience, if you slow down and you begin to think and realize this following that I'm doing, I see that it's beneficial to me. It's having a adverse positive effect. And when you see that, you embrace the fall. It's like embracing change. When you start to see the change that's going on in your life, it's for the good, even though it's a bad situation. It may not be bad for you. It might be bad for somebody close to you, which is a message for you to get your stuff together. It's a message for you to start to take heed. It's a message for you to take this opportunity to move forward. And that's how some people get held back, because they allow somebody who didn't believe to cause them not to believe, you know? And because they didn't believe and they try to, you know, think and act and respond and think, act, respond, and manifest like their partner. You know, they want to be identical twins. But what they ain't identified with, the reality was that the person they trying to identify with is a loser. Is a loser. He's low vibrational. She's low vibrational. She's not the epitome of success. He's not the epitome of success. So why am I following after an example that's not even the example that I want? But sometimes we blinded by emotions. We're blinded by relationships. We're blinded by time. 'Cause a lot of us, we get married to people based on time. Just because you've been knowing this person since you was 2 or 3 years old, then you supposed to be there for them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't there for themselves. You know? They not choosing to do the things that you doing to get what you got. They just want to feed off of what you have. Because they don't believe like you believe, because they not going to go the distance. You know? Since you the type person to go to this, we going to feed off of you. You know what I'm saying? You can't let people do you like that. And I had to come to a point in my life, I can't let people hang on my waistline as I'm pulling myself up. And as I'm pulling myself up, I'm pulling them up with me. You know, which I don't mind pulling nobody up for real. You see what I'm saying? I got the strength. I can handle it. You know, but it gets to a point where put too much work on myself. I'm stressing myself too much. You see what I'm saying? And that ain't the way it's supposed to be. Because instead of you pulling all the weight, get over here and do some of this work. You know what I'm saying? Pull with one hand. You know? Ease some of that stress off of me. You know? And a lot of people, they don't know how to help. They don't know how to do their part. They don't know how to pitch in. And when I say they don't know how, I'm saying it's not a part of their makeup. It's not a part of their energy. It's not a part of their intent, their purpose, or what it is that they want. So there's an imbalance right there of energy. I was taught some years ago, it's a saying that goes like this: birds of a feather flock together. Okay? Birds of a feather. Yeah, birds of the feather flock together. Or is it birds of the same feather flock together? Something like that. Okay? In other words, you hang out with people who are like-minded, who are striving for similar to what you're striving for, are interested in similar things that you're interested in, has a drive or passion for something. You see what I'm saying? You know? Because you don't want to be around people that have no passion. You go around them, what can you expect to receive from them? You know? Nothing. You got to be the giver. Okay? Because they definitely going to have their hand out to receive. Because that's what they live for. To receive from other people. To, what they call that? A leech. You know? Want to leech off of you. But that ain't the law of the universe. Law of the universe, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You can't get no more. And you can't get no less. And even when you think you cheating and you getting over, because it's going to come a time where you think you're going to be entitled and you ain't going to receive because of what you got over on, or what you thought you got over on a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago. What I come to realize, family, is that it's all up to me. I'm my creator and I'm my destroyer. I'm my God and I'm my devil. I'm my savior and I'm my destroyer. You see what I'm saying? I'm everything to me. Everything. I am the key to life and death. I possess that power. I possess that ability. You see what I'm saying? And when you come to realize that you got that power, you got that ability, you're going to know it because you're going to know it before you obtain it. And you're going to know it and you're going to act like you know it and you're not going to have it. You're just going to know and have faith that, yeah, I'm going to get this. I'm going to make this. I'm going to be successful at this. I'm going to accomplish this. Because your heart becomes fixed. Say, my heart is fixed. I spun this carnal self with his vain ambitions and his pride. You know what I'm saying? It says Jesus wrestled for 40 days in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? He fought for 40 days in the wilderness. He overcame the temptations, the 3 temptations. I gotta get that energy. That's some powerful energy on this lesson right here. And I gotta get my glasses too. I realize what I did with it. Okay. Okay. I'm going to read from chapter 19 and begin with instructions 26. And Jesus said, my brothers of the silent brotherhood, peace on earth, goodwill to men. The problem of the age has been solved. Said the problem of the age has been solved. The Son of Man, risen from the dead, has shown that human flesh can be transformed into flesh divine. The human flesh can be transformed into flesh divine. That's an elevation. That's an evolvement. That's a transformation. It's an escalation. I think it's another one that I'm used to saying. I'm trying to search for. I think it'll just hit the nail on the head, so to speak. But that's what Jesus did when he rose on the 3rd day. Okay? But see, when I was a child, I thought as a child, understood as a child, so I acted like a child. But when I became a man, I put all childish things away. Fam, it's certain things we did as children. We don't keep doing that. We don't keep believing in fairy tales. We seek for a deeper understanding or overstanding or understanding of what it is that we're reading. It's especially spiritual books. You know what I'm saying? or any book for that matter. You can't keep looking at it from a child's eye. You gotta look at it from a grown folk's eye. And you ain't grown because you got past 18. Because you know a lot of people that were past 18 before you got 18, and you was a lot more truer than them. So that can't make you grow, not the age. So you can't keep listening to what you're hearing, because what you're hearing, if you take time out to analyze it, it don't make no sense at all. When we don't have a brain, meaning we haven't used our brain for a long time, somebody can say something and we'll say it makes sense, but really it don't make sense. Really what we're saying is, I don't understand what you're saying, but it sounds good. That's what we're saying at the end of the day. It sounds good. It means I'm hiding my dumbness. I'm not admitting that I'm not comprehending the things that are people. I'm not comprehending the things people are saying out their mouth. And I'm supposed to question myself, why ain't I understand what they're saying? Why am I still baffled to what they mean? You know what I'm saying? And then when you ask without thinking, hey man, what do you mean by that? Your buddies, your girlfriends make fun of you. Oh, damn, man went over his head. Oh, damn, man went over her head. Now you're embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? When you shouldn't be embarrassed. Because if something went over your head, it went over your head this time. Okay? It might go over your head next time. But as you keep paying attention and you keep asking for that understanding and you learning the formula to thinking, it's going to come a time when you're going to be able to say something and it's going to go over other people's head and they're going to respect you more. See, respect has to be earned. You don't automatically get it. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't the respect of other people that you're even looking for. It's respect from yourself. It's self-respect that we're searching for. It ain't the respect of other people. You know what I'm saying? Because if I seek to impress other people, I'm going to stay dumb. I'm going to stay ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I'm afraid to come up out of my shell. You know what I'm saying? So people create a false shell, a false appearance, false identity, and they become comfortable in living this lie that they don't like nobody coming telling them that they live. But you got to understand, your lie is affecting other people's life because you're asshole. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there for a way of identifying. It's like being an asshole. You know, it's like you're standing out in the middle of you're standing out in the middle of the street, afraid for your life, afraid from getting hit, when you're supposed to have been afraid before you even stepped out there in the street. Not only should you have been afraid, but you should have been more cautious than afraid and paying attention and making the right judgment to determine if it's okay to walk. And they say look both ways, right? Because traffic come both ways. And sometimes you got to estimate traffic coming this way and go so far out. At least that's what I did. Or it's what I do sometimes. And then look at traffic this way, you know what I'm saying? And see this great end and proceed. But understand something. Because as I just explained that, a lot of y'all think y'all comprehend that, you know what I'm saying? And will go to do it and you will experience something different. Why? Because there's degrees to everything. Understand, when I look both ways, okay, I look at how far the traffic is coming this way. In other words, do I got enough time to get out in the middle? But also, what's the traffic like over here? Is it going to end soon after I step out here? Because I don't like to be stuck in the middle of traffic when traffic is going both ways. I ain't going to do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. So if you look this way in traffic, is you got enough time to get out here, but you also look the other way, determined you ain't going to be out there long because of how less busy this traffic is. Okay? So, but it's through the experience that we go through that we learn what we shouldn't do. Okay? That's why they say experience is the best teacher. But not your own experience has to be the best teacher. We can learn from each other. It's still an experience. You just experienced it. And you shared it with me. And from what you shared with me, I was able to visualize and prevent myself from having to go through that myself from your experience. You see what I'm saying? It's wiser to do it that way. That's why y'all need to start. Y'all don't need to do nothing, okay? But those who are trying to evolve, those who are trying to improve, those who are trying to be happy, those who are trying to be better, be content, not have to suffer, not to have to go through a lot of pain. You know what I'm saying? It would be better if you start to have constructive conversations. And when you don't understand something somebody said, girl, explain that to me. Boy, explain that to me. Or sister, explain that to me. Brother, explain that to me. You know, I ain't getting it. Because, see, we suffer from arrested development. They put lies in our minds to where our brains have become, let's say, for lack of a better term, clawed up. Okay? Every now and then you get certain things through because air can get through. But it's still so clawed up where nothing big can get through or even a significant size. Okay? So that's why sometimes you think everything good, but then other times you know things ain't good. But then it go back to appearing the good again. No, it's because things ain't gonna never be always bad. You know what I'm saying? And they not gonna be always good. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn to deal with good and bad as it comes to us. You see what I'm saying? You know, so we got to realize that our choice, for the most part, determines what we experience, because what we experience stems from the choices that we make. Okay? Life is like a boomerang, fam. What you put out is what you're going to get back. You may not get it the same way, but if you understand positive and negative energy, it's going to come in that way for sure. It can't miss you that way, because anything you experience, it's either going to be positive or it's going to be negative. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be one or the other. And based on if you've been sneaky, conniving, and lying, and deceptive, guess what your reward going to be? Somebody going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody going to deceive you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might take from you. You might experience a death of somebody close to you. All because of your wicked ways. All because of what you keep throwing out. Because think about it. What kind of friend are you if you constantly throwing out negative energy into the universe? To the people that you say you their friend. You know what I'm saying? Because all you looking to receive yourself is negativity. So what can you give them? Some of your negativity. Some of your karma. You know, some of your justice. Take time out and start really analyzing your life. If you really want to make something out of your life. I ain't talking to everybody. This ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to go through life and accept whatever life hits them in the face with. You see what I'm saying? You know, because that's how they believe. Whatever comes to them, that's what they get. That's how people believe. Other people believe in obtaining what they work for. You know what I'm saying? What they believe in. You see what I'm saying? You know, and they put forth that work. You know, at the end of the day, both parties are doing the same thing. They're making a choice based on what they believe in, and they getting that outcome. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get whatever you want, whatever you put work in it to get, because that's how you reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? You don't sow nothing, you don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the key is believing. You got to believe. You got to have hope. You don't got no hope, you dead. You dead. You dead in the sense of what it means to be dead. It means there's no light in you, and there's no hope of that light turning on in you. You ain't gonna shine your light. You dimmed your light. You hiding your light. You covering up your light. So you dead. So slowly but surely, as you die spiritually from your choices, it's going to reflect on the mental, okay, on the soul level. You know what I'm saying? And once you die there in thought, the body begins to decay. That's the process, okay? So people that don't want to die physically, don't allow yourself to die spiritually, because the spirit is what gives life to the body. The spirit is what gives life to the soul. The spirit is what gives life to the mind. Okay? As long as you understand that, and you give yourself an opportunity to understand that, then you get to choose from the understanding of the choice you have between choosing positivity and negativity. Some of y'all waited too late. You're stuck in your ways. You don't like change. You're mentally drained. The least little thing you do exhausts you. So you have no drive. You know, you don't have the energy to change. You don't have the energy to do nothing, because you've been feeling like nothing for so long that you don't want to do nothing or do the bare minimum. See, I always been that type of person, man. I keep life in me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I keep things going and stay active because, excuse me, I'm very hopeful. I got energy in me that tells me I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to. Anything. It could be the dumbest, craziest thing, or it can be the most smartest, intelligent thing. I can accomplish it. You see what I'm saying? And I always been that way. You know what I'm saying? I always been hopeful. I always been motivating to my partners, inspiring to my partners. You know, I always been the motivating factor behind a lot of wins in basketball games, you know, and wins in life. You know what I'm saying? Because I see anybody down, I'm going to pull you up. I'm going to pull you up. I got you. I ain't going to watch you be down. You know what I'm saying? You know. So with that being said, fam, keep hope alive. Let hope, how it go, let hope, let me read it. Let me read it. Here we go. Thus hope will ever be his beacon light. There's no failure for the human soul, for Allah is leading and victory is sure. There's a power within you. There's a power in you, and there's a force in you. Okay? It says force is the will of Allah and is omnipotent. Power is that will and manifest directed by the breath. Okay? So power is an illusion and will pass away. Force is what you want to tap into, because it's the will of Allah. It's the will of the Most High. It's the will of Allah Almighty. It's the will of Jah. You get to know that force in you, and you set your mind to doing whatever it is you dream of doing for the greater good of yourself and society, because good is not selfish. You can't be selfish and do good. You know what I'm saying? Somebody lied to you. You've been living a lie. You know what I'm saying? They told you a lie, so you living from that lie, but you're not going to be successful. Okay? But tap into that force, and you're guaranteed to be successful. Keep paying attention, and you're going to start to see examples in your community, because the energies are getting higher and higher and higher. And don't find yourself trying to pull down positive energy, because I guarantee you it's going to tear you up. You're going to wish you never even thought about it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the probably last bad decision you ever made in your life, because you'll never do it again. Never tear down anything or anybody that's being positive in the community. That's like taking a shot at God. No matter of fact, it is taking a shot at God. And that's why you will soon meet death. Doing something like that, you gonna meet, guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Guaranteed. So with that being said, fam, contemplate thy frame. Analyze thyself. Reflect on your life. If you want something better. If you don't want nothing better, keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But I still encourage you to pick up a book to do wrong better. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to do wrong, do it right. See how confusing it is to do wrong? You know what I'm saying? But be your best self in doing wrong. It's so confusing, ain't it? Let me say it like this. Do you, and keep doing you until you don't want to do you no more, and then really do you. Okay? Peace, love, and happiness, fam. Y'all have a great rest of y'all Wednesday. Keep love on your mind. You know, this is Dr. Bay with Moorish Thought. You know what I'm saying? Putting Moorish and high vibrational and intellectual thoughts out there in the universe in hopes that it may save, inspire, motivate, encourage, or just spark some belief in somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was down and low, I know it was somebody out there praying, you know, for somebody like me that gave me the strength, gave me inspiration out of nowhere to keep going. You know what I'm saying? To keep moving. And to know that I was going to get to where I needed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been times, man, that I wasn't supposed to make it. I didn't think I was going to make it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just was thinking that it was a possibility I wouldn't make it in certain situations. But even though I think that I'm not going to make it, I have that next thought, man, I'm going to get out of this. You know what I'm saying? So it was a mixture of thoughts. Because man is truth and falsehood strangely mixed. And then they strive and naught goes down and man as truth abides. Man always win. God, man, always win. God, woman, always win. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep hope. Your beacon light. You know what I'm saying? Cannot give up. Because you got to bring you got to work. You got to activate that force. You know what I'm saying? With energy. With strength. And once you activate it, ooh, it's like you getting God on the line. Once he answers that phone, you know it's over. Oh man, he answer. You know what I'm saying? That's like a light just shine through. Once he answers and said hello, the light alone healed you. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So as long as you keep going, you're going to make it, fam. And understand whatever you experience, it's meant to be. And whatever you experience, you can handle it. You know what I'm saying? You can handle some more. And you may have to go through some more. But understand, you have to go through enough and still until it starts to become easy. It means you pass the test. It's easy now. It's like Farrakhan demonstrated back in 1986, Phoenix, Arizona, August something. I can't remember the exact date. Where he did a demonstration on the resurrection. And he demonstrated that it begins with the self-accusing spirit and ends with you being one with Allah. Accuse, because it's you that you're overcoming. It's you that you're conquering. It's you that you're battling with. It's you that you're fighting with. It's you that's in your way. It's you. It's you. But it's two yous. There's a good you and there's a bad you. And y'all been at battle for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't decided to let your good self win over your bad self. Because you like your bad self. Your bad self is cool. You know what I'm saying? But your bad self is deadly. Can cause you your life. You got to make a choice. You going to value that life, or you going to let your Lord self just do what it want to do? Peace, family. Pray and hope you was inspired, motivated, or encouraged in some form, fashion, or another. Alright? Love, love, love. Truth, truth, truth. Peace, peace, peace. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Justice, justice, justice. The saving power in those principles. Make them your own, and you will be saved, fam. Peace. Y'all have a great one. Might not be time for me to get off here.